It started as a minor inconvenience, a flicker in the periphery of your vision, a momentary dimming of the lights that no one else seemed to notice. You dismissed it as fatigue, as a trick of the eye. But then came the sounds, a faint, almost imperceptible hum that seemed to vibrate not just in the air, but in your teeth, a subtle shift in the background noise that felt less like silence and more like an absence. Appliances would briefly power down, only to whir back to life a second later. Computers would freeze, then resume as if nothing happened. Friends and family began to complain of a strange off feeling when they visited your home, a sense of unease they couldn't articulate. They'd leave quickly, citing sudden appointments. You started keeping a journal, documenting the occurrences. The hum grew stronger, the flickering more frequent, the off feeling palpable even to you. Objects would shift, the book moved an inch on a shelf. A picture frame slightly askew, tiny, deliberate alterations that hinted at an unseen presence. You tried to explain it, to rationalize it, but there was no rational explanation for the way the air in your bedroom would suddenly grow heavy, cold, and still, as if something vast and invisible had just inhaled. Or the way your own reflection in a dark window would sometimes lag a fraction of a second behind your movements, its eyes seeming to hold a depth that wasn't your own. You began to sleep less, consumed by the need to observe, to understand. One night, the hum intensified to a low thrum that vibrated through the floorboards. The lights in the entire house pulsed. Brighter, then dimmer, in an erratic, sickening rhythm. You heard a faint, distant whisper, not from any specific direction, but from everywhere at once, a language you couldn't comprehend but instinctively understood as malevolent. When the power finally surged, causing every light bulb to explode in a shower of glass, you weren't afraid, you were just aware of the vast, unseen thing that had taken root in your home, feeding on the small anomalies, growing stronger, and finally, truly present. The silence that followed the explosions was the loudest sound you had ever heard, a profound, heavy quiet that swallowed all thought, all breath, and left only the chilling certainty that you were no longer alone and never would be again. The house, your world, was now merely a vessel for something ancient and unknowable.